But before we do that, we figured it might be worth going and doing a little bit of a review of what happened in this season. There's so much, and perhaps if you're listening to this episode and have seen the show, you forget where it starts and ends. Goodness, I know I had, and I've seen the show multiple times. And so we're going to try and do a semi-quick summary of the events of the second season. So after things turn south with Tuco, Walt and Jesse plan to kill him, but they get kidnapped first. Walt's family worriedly searches for him, which leads Hank to Tuco's hideout where he kills Tuco. Walt and Jesse return to Albuquerque to establish their alibis, but Skyler isn't buying Walt.
Hank's heroism leads to a promotion to the DEA big leagues, where he struggles with PTSD over killing Tuco and a cold-blooded attack in Juarez. As Walt and Sky grow more distant, Jesse gets evicted and eventually falls for his new landlady, Jane. He and Walt start cooking again, and Jesse builds a distribution network. Walt pushes Jesse to handle a dealer getting mugged, which gives him a reputation as a real thug. Meanwhile, Walt tells off Gretchen Schwartz, who withdraws her supposed payment for his treatment, and Walt spins this to alleviate his marital tensions, for now, at least.
Then when the dealer gets arrested, Walt and Jesse are slung into the orbit of sleazy criminal lawyer Saul Goodman, who helps them throw off the DEA and joins their criminal enterprise. After they cook an enormous batch and defy death in the desert, Walt goes into remission before greedily pushing Jesse to expand their territory, leading to the murder of one of their dealers. This causes Jesse to start smoking meth again, which pulls his girlfriend, a recovering addict, off the wagon until she introduces him to heroin.
Skyler goes back to work with her old flirtatious boss, Ted Beneke, before giving birth to her daughter. With Saul's help, Walt sells the whole batch of meth to chicken mogul Gus Fring, scoring a huge payday, which he refuses to share with Jesse due to his drug use. Walt Jr. inadvertently helps launder his dad's drug money. Jesse and Jane blackmail Walt to get his share of the money, but she chokes while strung out on heroin as Walt stands idly by and watches her die. Jesse is devastated, returning to drugs and then eventually to rehab. Jane's father spirals into grief until he loses focus at his very high-stakes job as an air traffic controller.
Walt has surgery to remove more of the cancer after accidentally telling Skyler that he has a second cell phone. Once he recovers, she kicks him out of the house and confronts him about all of the lies and where the money's coming from. In the end, Walt's world comes crashing down around him just as bodies start to fall from two colliding commercial airliners.
So, a lot happened.
We hope you enjoyed this snack-sized taste of Popcorn Theology. Check out the full episode using the link in the description. Subscribe on YouTube for more content. Follow and interact on social media to share with others. And remember, you are not a mindless consumer.